This story had happened to my mother a few weeks ago when she was at the store. It still shakes her up to this day whenever she retells it or thinks about it. One day my mom had run down to our local appliance store to look for some extra tools that we needed as we were renovating the kitchen at the time. So my mom heads over to the appliance store to see if she can find what she needed. After getting out of her car and almost at the front entrance, she notices in her peripheral vision that someone was following her close by. She didn't really think much of it at first and thought it was another person in a hurry to get in and out of the store like her. My mom continues walking throughout the store and still can see that there's someone standing not far from where she was. She decided to turn around out of curiosity to see who it was and noticed that it was some scraggly man who looked like he was either in his early, mid-50s or so. My mom had gotten a good look at the man and could tell right away that the man didn't belong in the store. He had on worn-out clothes that definitely had seen better days and had this sort of crazed expression on his face. My mom had locked eyes with the creep for a moment or two before deciding to walk away from him quickly. As she was walking away, she could hear him approaching her direction slowly. At this point, my mom knew that she was being followed and had to do something about it. She proceeded to walk away at a normal pace as not to alert the guy in any way. She walked a few aisles over to see if the guy would follow her, or if it was just some major coincidence, but as it turned out, it was no coincidence. My mom did this a few more times, and whatever area of the store she went to, this guy followed her. She eventually went to find an employee to tell them about her situation. The man sees that she was talking to an employee and just quickly walked away. The employee reassured my mom that they would have someone talk to him and she need not to worry. My mom felt relieved after this, knowing that the employee would alert other employees of this creep in the store. For the rest of the time that she was there, my mom didn't see the guy anywhere in the store. After she finished buying the supplies that she needed, she left the store and headed straight to her car. My mom wasn't even out of the store for more than 10 seconds, and she immediately had a bad feeling. She looks to her right, and lo and behold, it's the same creep from before. My mom knew that she had to get away from this man and fast, so she started to speed walk towards her car. The man then started to follow her close by. My mom had at least another 200 yards to go until she was at the car. She also had a frightening realization on her way to her car. Whenever my mom had sped up, he would speed up too. Whenever she slowed down or stopped, he would slow down or stop as well. This guy was trying his best to match my mom's footsteps so she couldn't hear him sneaking up on her. It was at this time that my mom began to pray that this guy would lose interest or that she can escape from him somehow. My mom could see that she was less than 50 yards away from her car and began contemplating whether to sprint to her car or start screaming for help. My mom was almost to her car and could literally feel the guy breathing down her neck. What happened next was what my mom could only describe as divine intervention. As my mom was preparing to fend for herself if the man tried to grab her, a truck had pulled up in the parking lot and headed towards them. My mom, without hesitation, waved her hands to get the driver's attention, and this had completely caught the man following her off guard. The driver of the truck had slowed down and my mom began walking towards him. My mom turned around for a split second and saw this guy just quickly walking away in the opposite direction. The driver lowered his window and asked if she was all right, and he also told my mom as he was driving towards her that he saw that sketchy-looking man almost stalking her from about 10 feet away. He also explained how my mom was smart and that she did the right thing for waving him down. The guy also told my mom how lucky she was that he was there. He explained how there was a woman who had been abducted over a month ago in that area, and she had yet to be found. My mom thanked him and had him watch her get into her car and leave safely. This may not seem much of a scary story to others, but I'd like to see how these people would feel or react if they were in my mother's shoes. My mom has since then told me that she's never shopping there again unless my dad is with her. The moral of the story is always pay attention to your surroundings because you never know who's around you, and it may one day just save your life. If you enjoyed this scary story, listen to thousands more, either over on the Let's Read YouTube channel or podcast.